What's up guys, we are here for a full body 30-minute workout, and the equipment we're going to need today is 2 medium dumbbells and 1 heavy kettlebell. In today's workout we've got 7 blocks of work, 50 seconds on, 10 seconds off, repeated 4 times, and we're going to start with a series of squats and swings before we go into deadlifts and lunges. Then it's time to attack the chest, shoulders, back, arms, hit that core, and that's us done. Alright guys, this 30-minute workout is about to begin. Let's get after it. Alright guys, round 1. We're going to start things off with kettlebell swings, then we're going to grab the 2 dumbbells for some squat presses. So in this first move, we're going to start with a kettlebell and we're going to swing. So start with the weight, bring it into the hips, and then use those hips to power it out. Keep those lats engaged, and then let's start. So we're going to be here for 50 seconds, and then we're going to start onto the next move, which is a squat press. So the squat press is with the 2 dumbbells, squat low, and then press those 2 weights high. Alright guys, this round is about to begin. Grab that kettlebell, we're on in 3 seconds. 2, 1, and go. So in this kettlebell swing, this is the main focus in this movement is the glutes. So I want you to use the glutes to come out of that hip hinge position and only tip at the hip once your hands connect to your legs. So once you get all that power, pushing hard out of the heels and keep that core braced. Now the kettlebell swing isn't just a leg movement, it's working the upper body as well. So we're trying to keep the shoulders locked back, keeping the core tight and keeping those lats down. We've got 23 seconds left on that clock. Now if you're not feeling safe with this movement, a great alternative is a deadlift. So if you're going to do a deadlift, just tip at the hip and then use that same power from those glutes to come out of that hip hinge position. Alright guys, we've got 8 seconds left here. Keep swinging. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Alright, in this next round we're going to grab the 2 weights and we're going with a squat press. So weights up to the shoulders, squat low, press high. 3, 2, 1, let's hit it. So in this squat press, I'm trying to keep my knees nice and wide and out over my toes. It's going to be better line for your body mechanics. Now we're trying to squeeze the glutes as we get up to the top. All the power in this move comes from your feet. So push hard into that ground and drive those weights as high as you can. Keep that chest up and try and keep those weights over the top of those elbows. Alright guys, keep moving. 23 seconds left here. 20 seconds to go. So keeping that chest up and trying to squeeze those glutes hard out of the ground. You're going to feel the quads engaged, even the calves are involved, but the focus is all in the glutes. Keep that chest up, keep those ribs down. 4 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1, and hold. Alright, we go back to the kettlebell swing. We're here for 50 seconds, then we get a 10-second recovery, then back to the squat press. Alright guys, we're on 3, 2, 1, hit it. So keep those shoulders back and really flex that core. Now when you see like really good people with a kettlebell, they breathe out with every rep. So as you bring that weight through, breathe all the way out and sit into that. Brace that core tight. Alright guys, we've got 30 seconds left here. 23 seconds. Now if you don't know exactly how to move with a kettlebell, I can't coach you perfectly right here, right now, because I can't see your form. So if you feel like your form's a little bit tricky, go with a standard deadlift. Alright guys, you just got 10 seconds left here. Stay with this. 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and hold. Alright, we go back to the squat press. Use this time to grab that breath, grab those weights. We're on in 5 seconds. If you can, breathe through the nose, out through the mouth. 3, 2, 1, and hit it. So squat and press. So if you're starting to fatigue here, you can take the press out of it, but stick with that press for as long as you can. Keeping those hips back, sitting right into those heels, and driving all that power out of the quads, out of the glutes, and trying to get, and it's really a great way to get those shoulders warmed up. So in that press, you want to feel this part of the shoulder doing the work, not your traps. Alright guys, 22 seconds left here. $15 seconds to go. 10 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Alright guys, in this next round we're going to start with deadlifts, then we're going to go for a sprinter lunge with a pulse on the left leg, sprinter lunge with a pulse on the right leg, then back to deadlifts. So with the deadlifts, just use the 2 dumbbells you've got on hand, and we're going to tip at the hip and try and treat this like a Romanian style deadlift. So we go nice and long with very long legs. We're not trying to bend the legs too much. Then in the sprinter lunge, we're going to bring the knee down to the ground, a little pulse, and then kick that knee through. All right, guys, deadlifts in 3 seconds. 2, 1, deadlift. So take that step, trying to take those weights nice and low to the ground just to give that extra range of motion through the legs. Now, if you only have range of motion to your knees, that's totally fine. Move with your range of motion. Feel out your quads, feel out your glutes, and try and see how much stretch you can get in the hamstrings and stay strong through that movement. All right, guys, we've got 30 seconds left here. Now, in this movement, we're trying to feel all that length and strength the whole way down the back of the legs. But it's not just a leg movement. This is treating the back as well. So I want you to try to keep those elbows back, try to keep those lats locked in, and that's how we're going to have a strong back through this movement. All right, guys, we've got 13 seconds left here. So those weights are staying close to our legs the whole way down and the whole way up. If you feel like the weights are coming out here, drop the weight and just gun back down into bodyweight deadlifts. 3, 2, 1, and hold. All right, guys, we're going to start with the left leg forward, and we're going to go into a lunge with a pulse, and then kick that knee through. We're on in 3 seconds. 2, 1, let's hit it. So if the weighted version of this is too much, it's totally okay. Drop that weight and still keep moving that body. So in that backward stepping lunge, we're trying to take the knee all the way to the floor, give it a little kiss to the ground, and then kick it all the way up. When we come out of that lunge, I want you to feel all the weight into that front heel. That front heel is going to drive all the power, and that's how we're going to get a good squeeze through the glute. This is a great move to partner up with a deadlift because we've already worked the glutes and the hamstrings, and now this together is just really going to help you focus on that single glute one at a time. All right, guys, we've got 16 seconds left here. Stay with us. If you're starting to fatigue, you can drop that weight and keep moving through. All right, guys, 7 seconds left here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Okay, so there's the left glute burnt out. Now it's time to hit that same movement, but on the right leg. All right, guys, we're on in 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and go. So just a little pulse at the bottom, trying to get that knee to the floor, and using that glute and this front leg to drive that little pulse. All right, guys, 40 seconds left here. Now it's important to keep the core up, core tight, shoulders are up and back, and trying to maintain good posture through this. If you feel like you're leaning forward at all in the lunge, drop that weight and just use body weight only. Body weight only is still going to get a great squeeze through the targeted muscles here. All right, guys, 23 seconds left on that clock. So pushing all that weight out of the front heel to really feel that glute doing all the drive. The drive through the glute is the most important part of this. All right, guys, we've got 10 seconds left here. After this move, we're going back to the deadlifts. All right, guys, 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Don't lose your balance like I did. All right, guys, in this next round, we go back to the deadlifts, and we're on in 5 seconds. So tip of the hip, deadlift. 3, 2, 1, let's hit it. Keeping those shoulders locked back and trying to feel all that length and strength out of the glutes and out of the back of the hamstrings. We want to keep the hands close to the legs and slow this down if you're starting to feel any pain anywhere. In fact, if you're feeling any pain anywhere, drop the weight and just use body weight only. Sliding the hands up and down the leg is still going to allow you to target on that glute to pull you out of that hip hinge position. Keep the back locked in. We're not rounding the back in this movement. All right, guys, 22 seconds left here. So if you're at the gym, you could do this with a barbell, or you could do this with the kettlebell, whatever feels good for you out there. All right, guys, 10 seconds left here. So you'll notice I'm not flying through the reps. I'm going controlled down and controlled all the way back up. 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, come on down onto the floor. And this next round, we're going to hit the chest. So the first move is a push-up with a twist. So really feel the chest squeeze as you push out of that chest, and then rotate that hand all the way around. Now, as you rotate, try and feel the shoulder girdle staying strong, and also try and pull this hip into this armpit to stay strong through the obliques. From there, we're then going to go into a pulse push-up, a bolt push-up, and then a Y release push-up. All right, guys, the push-ups begin in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get it. So push up out of the floor, and then rotate that hand around. Now, if that weight is too heavy, you don't need to do this with weight. You can do this with body weight only. And if you want to add a little bit of an extra into this, you can rotate that hand up and then bring that knee up into the elbow to really get those obliques working as well. This is a great move to get the entire body firing. Now it's hard to balance here, so stay strong through that body and make sure everything is braced so you can bring this up in with safety. Now if you feel a little bit wobbly through that, don't do that. Just stay with the push-up with the twist. All right, guys, we've got 13 seconds left here. Stay with us. So rotating that hand all the way around. We've got 5 seconds to go. 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Okay, in this next round, in 8 seconds, we're gonna be going for a pulse push-up. So at the bottom of a push-up, add a little pulse, and then push. All right, guys, 3, 2, 1, let's hit it. So in that pulse, I'm just pushing hard out of the chest. Now, I am pushing out of the dumbbells. It's quite nice to do that. And it's also gonna allow you to have the dumbbells at 45 degrees so you can have a better shoulder girdle angle. So you want your shoulders down here like this, not up here by your ears. So if you bring your elbows back just that little bit, you're gonna get a better squeeze through that chest. Now, the focus in that pulse is to push hard out of only the chest. Try and feel the chest, every muscle fiber in that chest, squeeze to give you that little bounce. All right, guys, just 15 seconds left here. Stay strong. 12 seconds. Now, as soon as you hit failure, and you might have hit failure already, just drop into a standard push-up. But for the rest of you, can still go. We got 3 seconds to go. 2, 1, and hold. All right, in this next round, we're going for a bolt push-up. And this starts in 7 seconds. The bolt push-up looks like this. So we're gonna drop back into a squat. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So as you push up, you're going to be pushing more out of the upper part of the chest to push your body back into the toes. Push hard out of the upper body, and that's how we're going to get the upper part of that chest. We've already hit so many other parts of the chest in these moves already. It's nice just to hit that upper section, and we're going to do that by pushing hard and out in front of us just a little bit. All right, guys, 22 seconds left here. 12 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. All right, in this next round, we're going for a Y release push-up. So every time you do a push-up, I want you to take your hands off the ground into that Y position. 3, 2, 1, let's get it. So take the hands forward, point the thumbs up to the sky, and try and take those hands as long as you can. This is a great way to work both the chest and the shoulder together in kind of like a superset, and try and get all that feeling in the back of the muscle while you're still targeting the chest. Now, by taking the motion, but the momentum out of it, we have to use pure strength to push out of the chest. Otherwise, we can do this for ages by just using momentum. But doing that hand release means we've got to use all the strength to push up, making it really hard to start from that dead stop. All right, guys, we got 15 seconds left here. 8 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. All right, guys, well done. That chest is smoked, and now it's time to hit the shoulders. So in this next round, we've got Arnie press for 1 round, then delts, then back to Arnie press, then back to the delts. Now we're gonna need the 2 dumbbells, and then the first move is an Arnie press. So rack the weight up to the eye height, and then we're gonna twist the shoulders around and drive that weight straight up. If you don't like this move, just go with the military press like this. All right, guys, we're on in 8 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and squeeze. So in this press, try and keep the shoulders controlled and try and keep those lats locked down. We don't want the traps to take over here. The traps are the bigger muscle group here, and it's very easy for them to take over. So try to keep your shoulders down. A nice way to keep your shoulders down is to imagine pushing your body away from the weight rather than trying to push the weight up to the sky. So pushing your body away from the weight is going to help you push back into that scapular position for a stronger shoulder girdle. All right, guys, we've got 25 seconds left here. So in this movement, try and keep the ribs down. I'm not like that perfect at it, so don't use me as an example, but try and keep the abs tight and the ribs down so that we're not flaring that thoracic, so that we're not cheating away from that thoracic movement. All right, guys, 10 seconds left here. So keeping the shoulders locked back, and we've got 6 seconds to go here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. All right, in this next round, we're going for the delt raise. So we're going to take the arms as wide as we can and trying to go for width, not height. All right, guys, we're on in 3 seconds. 2, 1, squeeze. So taking the hands as wide as we can, going controlled all the way up and controlled all the way back down. Now we're not trying to swing the weights up and down, we're trying to control it. So the more controlled you are, the more growth and strength you're going to get on that side delt. If you're feeling it in the anterior delt, we've already worked that muscle doing other exercises today. I want you to tilt this finger forward slightly, and that way we're going to get a better squeeze through the rear part of the delt as well as the side delt. All right guys, 23 seconds left here. So keep the lats flared slightly to try and help keep the traps out of this movement. All right guys, we've got 15 seconds left here. If you need to take a break, take a quick one now, shake those arms out, but then get straight back into it. We've got 8 seconds left on that clock. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Okay, in this round we go back to the Arnie press. Those shoulders are starting to get cooked now. All right guys, we're on in 4 seconds. Arnie press in 3, 2, 1, and squeeze. So as you rotate that hand around, try and feel the shoulder girdle pulling everything around into that flat position. So in that push, you're going to feel all these muscles here rotate that arm around, and that's the squeeze we're looking for. Yes, you're going to hit the whole front of the delt as well, but getting that extra squeeze and rotation is why the Arnie press is so good. All right guys, we've got 26 seconds left here. If you start to hit failure, and you can either drop the weight and keep moving with body weight only, or you can just go for a military press. If you want to go for a military press, it looks just like this. All right guys, this is the last 11 seconds. Whatever version of the move you're doing, stay with it. 7 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Okay, 10 seconds to breathe. Shake those arms, because we're coming back into the delt raise for one last round. All right guys, 4 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1, delt raise. So we're going slow up and slow down. If you can, hold at the top of that rep for just a second before you bring it back down. Now it doesn't matter how many reps you hit here. I'd rather you get slow and controlled and try and keep perfect form. I'm pretty bad at this one because I'm fatiguing very quickly already, and it's okay. All right guys, we got 28 seconds left on that clock. Just keep squeezing it out, trying to go for width, not for height. All right guys, 20 seconds to go. 17 seconds. Now if you feel a fatigue, drop that weight and keep moving with body weight only, and that way you're still going to get that squeeze and time under tension on those outer delts. All right guys, 6 seconds left here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right guys, damn well done. So the chest is cooked, the shoulders are cooked, we've smashed the legs in the earlier rounds, and now it's time to hit the back. So with these 2 dumbbells, we're going to tip at the hip and we're going to go for a wide row. All right guys, after that, we're then going to go for an alternating row. So going one arm at a time, then the reverse grip row, and then back to a narrow row. So lots of rows, and it's the best way to hit the back with these 2 dumbbells. All right guys, we're on in 8 seconds. So grab that equipment, and we're going to go for a wide row, trying to pinch the shoulder blades together with every rep. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So in this movement, we're trying to bring the elbows as far back as we can, and trying to get that pinch through the shoulder blades at the top of that rep. So really trying to feel that squeeze at the top of the back, trying to pull those lats all the way around. Now in that movement, I want you to try and feel everything you can in that lat, pulling the arms all the way back. In the movement with those arms, you're trying to run the circumference of your body in a parallel line, kind of like where your bra strap would be if you had a bra strap. And fellas, I know you know what I mean. All right guys, we've got 20 seconds left here. So keep the shoulders back, keep that core locked in. We've just got 14 seconds left on that clock, and then we'll go back to the row. All right, 10 seconds left here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. All right, in this next round, we're going for an alternating row. So tip at the hip, and we're just gonna row one arm at a time. All right, guys, we're on in 3 seconds. 2, 1, let's row. So tip at the hip, and pull those hands high up and tight into the body. Now in this movement, we're not trying to rotate the shoulders too much. We want the shoulders to stay mostly parallel with the ground. Now in that movement, you're going to feel a great squeeze through the lat, and you're also going to feel it through the rear delt as you pull that weight as high up as you can. If you pull the weight a little bit further back, it's going to help you engage the lower sections of the lat, and it will help you develop more of that V shape. All right guys, we've got 23 seconds left on that clock. Let's keep rowing. So we're not twisting that body, we're staying strong through that body. We've got 14 seconds left here. So if you feel like you're twisting it all, keep that core that little bit tighter, and that's gonna help maintain better posture. All right, guys, 7 seconds left here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Okay, in this next round, point the fingers forward, tip at the hip, and we're gonna pull the hands as high as we can and as wide as we can. All right, guys, we're on in 3, 2, 1, and go. So in this movement, trying to get a nice squeeze all the way up, trying to pull that bar or that weight tight into the belly. So if the bar was going to touch, it would hit in the belly button. We're trying to pull those elbows as high up as we can and try and give that little extra pulse, like a little squeeze at the top of the rep. The squeeze at the top of every rep is the most important part because it gets all that blood focused, and it's how we get a better mind-muscle connection. All right, guys, we've got 24 seconds left here. 20 seconds to go. So the shoulders should be feeling pretty cooked right about now. And we've just got 15 seconds left here. Keep that core tight. Now if you're starting to fatigue, you can drop that weight and just use body weight only. But try and stay in this. We've only got 6 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Okay, in this next round we go back to the narrow row. So in that narrow row, we're going to hold it in a neutral grip, tip at the hip, and pull that in nice and tight. All right, let's hit it. So keep that weight close to the body, and we're trying to pull those hands a little bit further back than what we were before. Keep the shoulders up, shoulders back, keep the eyes on the horizon, and the shoulders should be getting a good blast through that section right there as you pull the arms all the way back. All right, guys, we've got 30 seconds left here. Keep pushing. So if you start to fatigue, you can use just one weight at a time. It's better to go one weight at a time than to stop completely. Just 20 seconds left here. Stay strong. All right, 10 seconds to go. You've got this. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, we are getting through this workout. We've only got biceps and triceps to go. Then we're going to hit the core, and that's us done. So in this first round, we're going to hit the biceps, second round triceps, then back to the biceps, then back to the triceps. Grab your 2 medium dumbbells, and if you're at the gym, it's quite nice to have some lighter dumbbells around just so you can drop set down to. Now the first move today, we're going to go for a hammer curl like this, and then rotate for a standard bicep curl. So bicep curl, hammer curl combo. We're on in 5 seconds. Grab those weights. We're on in 3, 2, 1, and squeeze. So one hammer curl, one standard curl, one hammer curl. Now in the hammer curl, you're going to feel the difference through the bicep and the different muscles that it's working. And in that bicep curl, I want you to try and feel as much squeeze through the short head of the bicep as well as the long head of the bicep. Now the short head of the biceps, this one in here, you've got 2 muscles in the bicep, short head and the long head. You're going to hit the short head by going for that squeeze, trying to pull that pinky right up into the shoulder, and try and go for a little bit of width through that movement as well. But in the hammer curl, you're going to feel the outer part of the bicep as you pull that up, and you're also going to feel a nice bit of strength through that forearm. All right, guys, we've got 15 seconds left here. Now we're going controlled with these movements. We're not going too fast. Go controlled up, controlled down. We've got 8 seconds left here. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Okay, in this next round, tricep overhead extension. So we're going to go for the tricep overhead with the arms back. We're on in 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and squeeze. So you can use both weights together, or you can use one weight at a time, whatever works for you. But going like this, I want you to try and keep your elbows close to that forehead. So that way we're going to get a nice squeeze through the back of the arm. Now the tricep overhead extension means your arm is at full extension, and the more extension, the more range of motion in that back of the arm, the more muscle fibers you're going to recruit. So this is a great move to hit the entire back of that arm. All right, guys, we've got 25 seconds left here. Let's keep squeezing. Get familiar with this movement because we will be coming straight back into it after this next round of biceps. Keep the ribs down, keep that core tight, and we've only got 13 seconds left on that clock. All right, guys, 10 seconds to go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. All right, in this next round, we're going for a double bicep curl. So we're just going to stand normal, and with that waiter's curl, tip the hand out slightly to get a bit of squeeze. 3, 2, 1, and squeeze. So in this movement, I want you to really focus on just focusing on the bicep. We're not trying to bring the weight up, we're just trying to put as much blood and energy into the bicep as possible, and that's what brings the arms up to shoulder height. So you'll also notice I'm holding the weight slightly out into a waiter's curl, and in that waiter's curl it's putting a greater squeeze onto the bicep. If you roll it in like this, the bicep's not as engaged and you're going to work the forearms, and we've already hit the forearms in that hammer curl. Alright guys, 20 seconds left here. Just keep the shoulders back, keep the elbows locked in, and we're trying to get as much squeeze and blood through the front of the biceps as possible. Alright guys, 10 seconds to go here. 9 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Okay, in this round we go back to the triceps. So the front of the arms are cooked. Now it's time to finish off with tricep overhead extension. Alright guys, 3, 2, 1. So really hitting the back of the arms, feeling long and strong. Try and take the hands as far back as you can to try and give an even better stretch through the triceps. The longer the range of motion, the more muscle fibers you're going to recruit, and it's a better way to do it. We're not just trying to go for short bursts, we're trying to get the entire range, the entire muscle involved here. Alright guys, we've only got 22 seconds left on that clock. That's it guys, looking strong. Stay with me on this. After this we just got caught and that's us done. We've hit it hard today, we even battled a little bit of rain, and there's only 8 seconds to go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright guys, come on down to the floor. This is our last round, and just in time because it is about to pour out here. Alright, in this first round we're going to go for knee swings. So we're taking that knee all the way across to that opposite elbow. So knee comes across. In that movement, try and take this hip into this armpit and feel that squeeze as you breathe out with every rep. Alright guys, after that, we're then going to come into a reverse crunch, then we're going to do some planks, then a C crunch, and that's us done. Alright guys, knee swings for the first round. We're on in 3, 2, 1, squeeze. So trying to pull that weight all the way across, really trying to get that hip over into that opposite armpit. You're going to feel a great squeeze through this move, and this is going to feel a little bit like a mountain climber, but slower. And that slower motion is how we're going to get that squeeze through that core. Pull that core in tight, breathe out with every rep, and really kick that knee tight into the body. Now we're not just using momentum here, we're using torque, and we're creating that torque with our body and in that oblique twist. Alright guys, 20 seconds to go here. 15 seconds left. So after this round, instead of taking a break in between, go into a plank. And then in the next round, we're going to go for a reverse crunch. Alright guys, 5 seconds left here. 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. So we're here for 10 seconds in this plank, and then in the next round, we're going to go into a reverse crunch. Alright guys, in 4 seconds, roll over onto your back. 3, 2, 1, onto your back, reverse crunch. Now in that reverse crunch, I want you to imagine bringing your hips into your belly button, then your belly button to your ribs. That's how we're going to get that crunch through the core, and it's how we lift up the legs, lift up the hips off the ground by using the core and not just the hip flexors. So staying strong through that movement, breathing out with every rep, and by breathing out, it means you've got less air in the stomach so you can pull that core in even tighter. So that is why it's important to breathe out with every rep. Alright guys, 20 seconds left here. So after this round, go back into that plank for 10 seconds for active recovery, and then we're going to come back into a full plank with knee to elbow. Alright guys, 10 seconds left here. Keep squeezing, pulling that belly button right in. 5 seconds to go. 4, 3, 2, 1, roll over into plank. So we're here in plank, and we're here for 10 more seconds. And then in the next round, we're going to come up onto our hands, and we're going to bring that knee to elbow. 3, 2, 1, all right, onto your hands, and bring that knee right up to the elbow. So feeling that squeeze through the core. So in this movement, our glutes are on, our legs are on, that core is tight, and even the lats are on to try and keep that core stable. You want to pull that body in nice and tight, and then if you're feeling strong here, bring that knee to that opposite elbow to really get everything firing through here. All right guys, we've got 27 seconds left here. Keep pushing. After this round, we've only got one move after this. 18 seconds left here. 15 seconds to go. 10 seconds. Stay with me, looking strong. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. So try and hold in this plank for the next 8 seconds. and then we're gonna go into a C crunch, and that's us done. All right guys, 3 seconds, 2, 1, onto your back, and C crunch. So in that C crunch, our arms and legs go long, and we're using that core to pull everything in nice and tight. So in that squeeze, you're trying to pull your ribs to your hips, and to do that, I want you to pull your belly button in even tighter, and that's how we're gonna get that squeeze. It's nice to take the arms and legs long into a full extension, and when you take those arms and legs long, imagine your hands are tied to ropes, your legs are tied to ropes, and you're pulling it all together using only your abs and not your upper body. All right guys, 20 seconds left here. Let's keep squeezing it through. You guys have worked hard today. You've got that squeeze on so many of your muscles. Now let's just get that last little bit left out of the abs. All right, we've got 10 seconds left here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Well done guys, you absolutely smashed it today. That is the 30-minute full body workout done and dusted. We started off with some squats and swings, then we did some deadlifts and some single-legged lunge movements before we hit the chest, the shoulders, the back, the arms, and then we closed out with core. It is my absolute pleasure to get to train with you guys. Thank you all so much for joining in, and I'll see you guys back here next time. Let's get it.